Okay, cool intro, we get it. Play the video, bang bang. Hello my friends, I hope you're all doing good and that you're having a great weekend. In today's video, I want to take a step back from all the serious stuff and look at something that I've been genuinely curious about for quite a while. Now you've seen, the thumbnail and the title, so you already know what I'm on about. The fish. The fish has been on my mind on and off ever since I first saw it. But it's only recently that I've actually decided to go digging into it. Now, I want to be clear. There is little to no information about the fish, so a lot of this video will be me showing what info I could get and then giving you my opinions and theories on it. So this video will not necessarily solve the mystery, I'm sorry to say, but yeah, with all that being said, let's get into it. The first thing that I want to show you is the biggest bit of info that we have. It comes from our boy, the Sunsetter Luke Smith. Not long after Beyond Light was announced, Luke Smith and streamer Dr. Lupo had an interview. Part of that interview involved the two reacting to the cinematic trailer of Beyond Light, and then when they got to the fish, Mr. Luke had this to say.
This is meant to show an uncomfortable meeting between three characters. The dismount for the stranger and into this thing that emerges from her. That object, I know we're going to have a lot of questions about, and I'm not going to talk too specifically about them, but the stranger is not forged in light. The stranger does not have a ghost.
So that's not a ghost.
That is not a ghost. That is something different, and that's kind of where we're going to leave that for now. But it is for sure not a ghost.
And this.
The thing that's not a ghost. I'm just going to ask it outright. Are we going to be able to obtain something similar?
Not this year.
Not this year. Are you implying in the future that it would be potentially possible?
It's certainly an idea that we are deeply considering, because I think that I think it's, you put something in front of people, you see how they react to it, you see if they think it's cool, and then we'll go from there. I think there's a bunch of opportunity to add super cool shit for players in Destiny, and I think that the stranger's little buddy is I think it's pretty super cool, but our community is going to tell us what they think.
They usually do, don't worry.
The first bit of info we get from this is the one solid statement that you're ever going to get in regards to the fish. The fish is not a ghost. They say this over and over again, but that's not what caught my attention. It's clear that the fish is a sensitive topic, with no Bungie employees interested in even giving hints as to what it is. This obviously includes Luke. So, in this interview, he has to talk about the fish, and he knows he can't really say anything. So what is the one kind of hint that he gives?
The stranger is not forged in light. The stranger does not have a ghost.
And that's his point about the fish. The fact that the stranger was not forged in the light. By saying that the fish is not a ghost, and that Elsie is not a guardian in the same few sentences, what is the point that I get from this? Elsie has the power of the darkness, or stasis, and the fish is not a ghost of the light. Now, before I give you my statement on this and my opinion, I just want you to keep in mind this Beyond Light dialogue.
It's not a ghost, that thing floating around the stranger. She's playing it close to the chest, but I can't help wondering what it is.
So, judging off of this, we know that the fish is important. It's not just a gimmick. It's not just a buddy, right? She's willing to tell us all about the dark future and her past as Elsie Bray, and even how us, the player character, went bad in that future. But she won't talk to us about her little buddy. It's that sensitive. It's that important. It really makes you wonder. At the same time, I do believe that this creature came from her timeline with her, the dark future, yet we know that this is not the only fish to exist. As stated by Luke Smith, Guardians getting their own fishies, it's a concept that Bungie has wanted to go with, at least back in the day before Beyond Light. The dark timeline doesn't exist anymore now, thanks to Elsie going back and changing things. So any fish that we will get will have to come from this timeline, like in our own whatever. Okay, so the fish is not a ghost, but Luke Smith links it to the fact that Elsie was not forged in the light. And Elsie really values this thing and won't talk about it. And we know that other fish can or do exist because of the possibility that we'll get one down the road. Now, I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but, you know, like I said, there's very little information. This is me just kind of taking everything and combining it to form this opinion. So what do I think? I'm just going to say it, okay? I might be wrong. Again, this is just a theory, but that's okay. After taking all of this into consideration, I think that the fish is a tool used for gaining darkness powers. And not only that, but I have a feeling that this thing is pyramid tech. This is the part where we go digging.
This is where the fun begins.
Alright, why do I think this thing is used for darkness powers? Taking all of the interview stuff out of it, there's this simple question that has plagued me since the Truth of Our Darkness Powers video. Somebody left a comment asking about it, and it's just annoyed me ever since. How did Elsie Bray, a non-Guardian and Exo, get stasis? In the Dark Future timeline, the lore states that Elsie survived the collapse, which explains why she isn't a Guardian. You kinda need to die to become that. But what this also means is that she wasn't a Guardian when she got stasis. Now, some of you might be like, well, yeah, okay, but Aramis had stasis. The thing is that Aramis had to have special tech strapped to her at all times to use it, while it seems like Elsie uses stasis the way we do. And also, as a side note, the player character in the story thought that they needed technology as well to use the power. But in the last cutscene of Beyond Light, or one of the last cutscenes, that shows that we don't. As when Aramis freezes us, we lose the technology, and we lose our ghost, but we can still use stasis. It's a power that comes from within. And even the lore for stasis, when you like put your cursor over the tab, it's like embrace the power or unleash the power within or something like that. So we don't need technology, and potentially we don't even need our ghost. So here's my question for you. If Elsie isn't a Guardian, then why can she use stasis like she is one? The fish! And here's why I think it's pyramid tech, by the way. In yesterday's video, actually, this is kind of late now, so I guess Thursday's video. Whoops. In Thursday's video, I mentioned how there's a good chance that the Black Fleet used the power of stasis to contain the light-suppressing creatures that Drifter found during the Red War, the ones that he calls the Morphs. At the same time, we ended up getting stasis from the Black Fleet. My point is that the source of stasis seems to always go back to the Black Fleet. The fish might not be a ghost, but it is the only explanation as to why Elsie can use stasis. There's literally nothing else that makes sense. Also, remember that a lot of the Guardians who got stasis in the Dark Future were corrupted by it, but she was fine. And what's also very interesting is the fact that not only in the Dark lore does Anna go to her asking, can you teach me how to use stasis, but there's almost kind of the undertone that I got was that Anna went to Elsie because of the fact that she was the one that was able to safely use stasis and not get corrupted by it. And what this indicates to me is that there might have been another way that she obtained it, unlike the rest of the Guardians that were corrupted. Now, that's just again, speculation. So, when it comes to Elsie Bray having stasis, the fish is the only thing that makes sense for the character. Speaking of Nemo, let's get a closer look at him. I genuinely do not believe that this is Bray tech. And the lore, it doesn't really matter what timeline you look at when you just look at Clovis's lore. Number one, I don't think he was anywhere close to making something as sophisticated as that. And also, just in terms of what he wanted and what his priorities were, he was solely focused on finishing the EXO program. Clovis wanted immortality. He wanted to live forever, and he was dying. I think he would have been way more focused on completing the EXO program than a fish that lets him freeze things, At the same time, it doesn't even seem to show any signs that the fish is the handiwork of any of the other races. You compare the fish to the Fallen tech, to the Cabal tech, Hive tech, anything. There is no other race that like it seems to be, it looks like a completely foreign entity. And also, just in case somebody mentions it, I really doubt that the 9 made it, and I have a feeling that the Ahamkara were not involved. I really don't think that she had like, I don't know, like a tooth and was like, I'd like to have stasis please, and then the Ahamkara was like, okay. So just from looking at the fish, the only thing that I can think of is that it is pyramid technology. Now I'm not just saying this because I'm a pyramid fanboy, right? There are some things that actually kind of, this is where it gets interesting. The pyramids gave us stasis in Beyond Light, and Witch Queen has showed us that humans are able to use pyramid ship technology without any real problems. I wonder where that is. Tie in this piece of pyramid ship concept art, and we see a fish there as well. Now listen, I'm not saying that this fish in the concept art means anything, right? I just think it's a very interesting find, and just some of the art kind of looks similar. I don't know. Anyway, the final point that I want to make is this, in regards to the fish being pyramid ship technology. Although stasis was given to us, you need to remember that, I guess technically in the story, but mainly in the game, we had to go through a lot of hoops to get it fully. Even like in the last week, right? I'm not even searching for it, but I'm coming across posts talking about, wow, do you remember how hard it was to get stasis and how grindy the quest was? And speaking of this quest, a lot of those steps included pyramid tech, with us having to commune with a veiled statue in a pyramid ship to complete the process. Now, why am I talking about this? We all know that in Lightfall, and probably Final Shape, we're going to be getting a new subclass. Now, if the leaks are to be believed, we were supposed to get one in Witch Queen, and then they ended up just not pushing it out. So, it's like, I would say 99.50% chance that we're going to get a new subclass in Lightfall. And we also know that the hoops provided for us to jump through in the Beyond Light quest, they won't be there this time. I highly doubt there's going to be a pyramid crux for us to get the new subclass from. I highly doubt we're going to be going into a pyramid ship and they're just going to let us go up to their statue and commune with it. Why? Because we're going to be shooting at the people who gave us stasis in Lightfall. That's really what I believe. So what will be the gameplay aspect of us attaining the new subclass in Lightfall, or the subclass in Final Shape? At least for one of them, I think there's only one thing that makes sense. The fish! If Bungie goes through with their idea, and the thing is, like, you need to remember, that is an idea that Bungie has. Luke Smith has said as much. It's a concept that they were thinking of. Something that Luke Smith said in that interview with Dr. Lupo is one of the reasons they showed the fish in the cinematic was to gauge what our reaction would be to something as weird and wacky as that. Would people respond positively or negatively? And people seem to be interested. People seem to be curious, at least at first when Beyond Light came out and was announced. So, we know that the concept of us getting a fish is definitely on the table. So, let's just say we end up getting one of these. Then, some way or somehow, thousands of Nemos are gonna have to get crafted. Okay? And the reason why I say crafted is because I'm thinking of the grindy elements of the expansion. Thousands of Nemos are gonna need to get crafted. And what other technology is better suited to making them than pyramid tech? I just know, I'm like, you know what, the video is long, it's 12 minutes, but no, seriously, no, you're here already, you made it this far, no, we're gonna sit back, okay? Think about it, okay? If we end up making a fish, what technology are you gonna use? Do you think the city has the ability to make a technology to make a fish that can give us a brand new darkness element? I don't think so. Can Mithrax randomly? No, Mithrax like worships the light and he's kind of like a light hippie. No, that's not happening. Fallen? No. Cabal? No, I don't think so. Not at all. And that's about it. Like, seriously, there is no other technology. We already know, okay, that pyramid ships stasis, right? We even saw in the cutscene with Aramis the little shard coming out of the crux that had stasis combined, so we know that pyramid ship technology can use darkness powers. But we know from the exotic glaives, and any of the glaives, that pyramid ship technology can use the power of the light. It's the only technology, as far as I'm aware of, in the game that can simultaneously be infused with light and darkness powers. Okay, and by the way, you think we're taking the glaives and putting the light into them? No, I don't think so. We have no idea what we're doing with the darkness stuff, right? With the pyramid stuff, rather. So, there is no other technology that makes any sense. And the reason why I'm kind of going off on a tangent like this is because people are going to see me or hear me say that this could be pyramid ship technology, and they're going to think, bro, you're literally just hoping for this to be the case. But no, seriously, logically, if the fish isn't given to us and we have to make it, name one other technology that makes any sense. I don't know. Okay, ran over. We're good. We're good. We're good. We did it. We're fine. Okay. I'm going to stop the rambling there, because I think I've said everything that I can. Now, this is still a mystery for sure, right? In this video, I just wanted to do my due diligence and give you my thoughts on it. And yeah, that's that. I hope you found this video to be entertaining or informative. And yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon. What do you think? Leave me your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious about this because it's one of those things where everybody is curious, but there's no information at all. Listen, I've done the best that I can, right? I've tried to come up with some kind of evidence. Do you think that I'm completely insane? Do you think that I might be onto something? It is what it is. We'll find out. Let me know. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video, which is probably going to be on Monday. So yeah, take care, my friends. Bye-bye.